Hello, you guys. My name is Lena. I am one of the co-founders of Infinity, and we just went through the latest Y Combinator YC batch in winter 24. And so I wanted to record this video as a reflection of what that experience was like. What is it like to actually go through Y Combinator? And the question that is usually on everyone's mind, is it worth it? All right, so is YC worth it? I'll just put it out there right off the bat. It is a resounding yes from me, but I think the story and the context here is important because I was not a YC fangirl before being a part of the program. In fact, I almost said no to YC, which in hindsight would have been one of the stupidest mistakes of my entire life. But that's just to show you how it was not at all obvious that I wanted to do this program even after we had gotten in. So let's rewind and talk a little bit about that and why I was not immediately sold on doing YC. So the TLDR on Infinity, my co-founders and I actually raised our seed around a different idea, different company. And then the world of AI just changed and shifted. And so we proactively pivoted our business. Last year, we got stuck in pivot hell and we're kind of bouncing around between ideas for a while. You know, I got to the point where I was scared we wouldn't be able to get out of pivot hell on our own. On the YC application deadline, I saw that it was the last day. And I told my co-founders, hey, I'm gonna apply for this. They said, you know, probably not worth it, but like, it's only a day of your time. Like, what the heck, just go for it. And so I applied. Long story short, we got in, we got that phone call from YC. And for those of you who don't know this, they basically expect you to give an answer within, I don't know exactly, I think like 48 hours, maybe even less, maybe even like 24 hours. And so you kind of need to know if you're going to say yes or no, like pretty soon. And for most people, they basically say, you know, yes in that call. That was not the case for us. So I think I got the call on a Thursday and we actually asked until Monday. So we got a little bit of extra time to decide. And we were truly like going back and forth so many times during those 4 days of, do we want to say yes to YC or not? So let me go through some of the reasons why I did not want to do it. First thing is, it's overhyped. People rave about it, but like there's no way it's actually that good. You know, I think these programs are good at the start when it's still, you know, the founder kind of leading and these accelerators really need to make a name for themselves. Now it's just like they're in plug and chug mode. It like the quality can't be very good. Second is like everyone's doing it. I feel like so many people I know are doing YC, have done YC, and it's like, oh, they just let everyone in these days. It's like not prestigious anymore. And then the third is kind of related but different. It's just the program has gotten so big now. They've like massively scaled. There's hundreds of companies in every batch, and like there's no way the quality is good with YC being the gigantic size that it is. So those were kind of some of my reservations about the program. And there are also a few more just Infinity specific reasons, you know, definitely some ego involved of, hey, we've already raised millions of dollars from top VCs. Like we're better than this. We're past the stage where we need YC. Ultimately, we decided to do it. And now I am a total YC fangirl. I think it is a phenomenal program. Saying yes to YC, I put in one of the top 3 decisions of my entire life. So here's how I would address those 3 concerns that I had back then. The first is, you know, people rave about the program because it's actually good. It's like legitimately phenomenally well run. It's a well-oiled machine. And just like the literal program aspect and the arc of it and all the different elements they put into it are phenomenal. Number 2 of everyone's doing it, they let everyone in these days, is just not true. And frankly, that's just probably more of a reflection of my network and like having high quality entrepreneurs that are part of my network, because the acceptance rate is 1%. They reject 99% of companies that apply. And so it's just objectively a very elite and hard to get into program. And then finally, it's turned into this massive program and they've scaled so much, and how do they keep up the quality? They do keep up the quality, and the way they do that is by having this group structure. So while there are 200 companies that went through Winter 24, there are 4 groups, and my YC experience was really only with 50, 60 other companies, which is the size that YC used to be like a decade ago. And so they have figured out that this is kind of the max number of companies that like a group can support. And they scale it by having these amazing YC partners who just deeply, deeply care. Like the YC partners, they've all made it financially. They don't need to work as hard as they do, but they're just like working unbelievably hard to help founders. Like Jared, our YC partner, would respond to our Slack messages at midnight on Saturday morning. Had a friend whose YC partner spent 3 hours with him on a Zoom call between 9 p.m. and midnight, like going over his customer pitch and getting it ready. And so the YC partners care so much. They work so hard. I worked most closely with Jared. He is amazing. And I think he just truly sees it as his life's mission to help startup founders be successful. This is his craft. This is what he's chosen to spend his time and energy on. And it shows. And like, this is how YC is able to scale, by finding people like Jared. So theoretically, if they keep up this kind of group and partner system, they could scale it to a lot more companies and still maintain the quality. All right, so let's get into some of the specifics of why I think YC is actually worth it